And today we are going to see some problems on analysis of a rectangular section. A rectangular section which is used for a beam, what is its moment of resistance, or the other variants of the problem, like what could be the load which could be allowed on the beam, what could be the superimposed load other than its self weight, what could be allowed on the beam. This type of problems we are going to see today. So the first problem which we take is a RCC beam is given to us. A RCC beam 230 mm wide by 500 mm deep to the centroid of the reinforcement. It has been reinforced with 3 bars of 16 mm diameter. 3 bars of 16 mm diameter. We have been asked to find the moment of resistance of the beam given M20 grade of concrete and Fe415 steel which has been used in this beam. So the first thing what we do is we collect the data. We will be writing the data right in the beginning, what all data has been given. The data is small b, that is the width of the beam, is 230 mm. The small d, that is the effective depth. Effective depth is the distance from the outermost or extrememost compression fiber to the centroid of the reinforcement, that is excluding the cover or excluding the effective cover. So that has been given as 500 mm. Area of steel in tension has been given as 3 bars of 16 mm diameter. The grade of concrete is M20, grade of steel is Fe415. At the same time, what we write is what we are asked to do. In this case, in this problem, we have been asked to find the moment of resistance of the beam. Let us go step by step. The beam has been shown on the right hand side. The beam looks something like this. It's a rectangular section with 3 bars of 16 at the bottom. Step 1. First step, we do calculate the value of XU by D, okay, from IS 456, Indian Standard 456 2000, clause G1.1a given on page number 96 of the code. Page number 96 of the code. Now this clause says determine the depth of the neutral axis from the following equation. Now please note, this is the actual depth of the neutral axis. Actual depth, what is existing in the section, that is given by XU upon D is equal to 0.87 Fy into AST, the whole thing divided by 0.36 FCK B into D. So this is directly taken from the IS code, that is G1.1a given on page number 96 of the Indian Standard Code. Now please note, for all these problems, whatever problems we are going to solve henceforth, we are going to refer to IS code. We are going to take the formulae directly from the IS code. We are going to apply the formulae directly from the IS code, that is IS 456. For all the calculations, we are going to use only IS 456 2000. Only for the loadings, we may refer to the loadings code. So that is IS 875, whichever is the relevant part. Now in this case, we are referring to IS 456. The finding the depth of the neutral axis, the ratio of the depth of the neutral axis, the actual neutral axis, to the effective depth, that formula has been given. So now we solve it. So XU upon D will be equal to 0.87 Fy AST divided by 0.36 FCK BD. Now the left hand side we are trying to find out. Now on the right hand side, 0.87 is already known to us. Fy is the type of steel we have been already given. The grade of steel is Fe415. So Fy, the yield stress of Fe415 is 415. Now area of steel. Now area of steel has been given indirectly to us. We have been told that there are 3 bars of 16 mm diameter. Now 3 bars of 16 mm diameter has how much cross section? So in order to substitute over here, look at this. XU upon D is equal to 0.87 comes down. Fy, the value of Fy, that is 415, comes down. Now AST is calculated over here at the side. At the side we do the calculations. Area 3 bars of circular cross section. The area of a circle is pi d square upon 4. So 3 into pi d square upon 4. So 3 area is equal to 3 into pi, the diameter of the bar is 16, so pi into 16 square upon 4, or area comes equal to 3 multiplied by 1 bar comes to 201 mm square. So total area AST comes to 603 mm square. So this value 603 has been substituted for AST. So we have done the calculations over here. That value has been substituted over here. 0.36 as it is. Grade of concrete, the characteristic strength, the design characteristic strength, the characteristic strength of concrete is M20 grade. So 20 has been taken over here. The width of the beam is 230 and the depth of the beam is 500. So substituting these values, we get XU upon D, the actual ratio, the actual neutral axis upon the effective depth. The ratio has come to 0.26. That was our step 1. Coming to step 2. In step 2, we check the value of the maximum or limiting XU upon D from IS 456 clause 38.1 page 70. In 38.1 assumptions, there is a note given. As a part of this note on page number 70, these values have been given. The value of limiting neutral axis or maximum neutral axis upon the effective depth. So this can be the maximum one. So the limiting values of the depth of the neutral axis for different grades of steel based on assumptions in clause 38.1 I have been given over here, have been listed over here. Now the type of steel which we are using is Fe415. For Fe415, XU max by D is 0.48. So therefore for Fe415, XU max by D is 0.48. So we have calculated the actual depth of neutral axis upon effective depth as 0.26 and the maximum or limiting depth of the neutral axis to the effective depth, that ratio is 0.48. So we have got these two values. Let us go now to the step number 3. In step number 3, we compare the values of actual depth of neutral axis to effective depth and maximum depth of neutral axis to effective depth. These two values are compared. Now when we compare this, we have actual depth of neutral axis to the effective depth as 0.26. It is less than the maximum XU by D, XU max by D. So XU max by D is 0.48. So we find XU by D, the actual one, much lesser or lesser than XU max by D. What is the inference of this? When XU by D is less than XU max by D, what actually happens? Step number 4, after comparing, we get when XU by D is less than XU max by D, the beam is inferred to be underreinforced. We know that the beam is underreinforced. Now if the beam is underreinforced, how do we get the moment? Use IS 456 version 2000, that is the one published in 2000, clause G1.1b, the same page number, to get the value of mu. So now we are working to get the value of mu. So what it says, if the value of XU by D is less than the limiting value, that is XU max by D, calculate the moment of resistance by the following formula. The formula given is mu equal to 0.87 Fy AST into D into bracket 1 minus AST Fy upon B D FCK. Now let us see which are the values we already have. We can write the values, substitute and get the answer. Now mu, that is the ultimate moment of resistance, ultimate moment which it can resist, is given by 0.87. The number comes as it is. Fy, we already know that Fy is 415. AST, we have already calculated that to be 603. D, the effective depth, we already know that it is given to be 500 mm, into bracket 1 as it is, minus AST, as we have said earlier, is 603. Fy, the grade of steel, is 415. B, the width of the beam, is 230. The effective depth is 500, that is 500 mm. FCK, the characteristic strength of concrete, is 20. Having got this, we have got this expression over here with all the values. When we solve it, we get the value of ultimate bending moment which it can resist as 95.88 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. There is a error over here. It is Newton mm. 95.88 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. The value is Newton mm because all the values taken over here are in Newton and mm itself. So this answer is 95.88 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. Okay, that much is the ultimate moment it can resist. So the ultimate moment it can resist is 95.88 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. As I said, there is a mistake over here. Now moment of resistance, this was the ultimate. Now the moment of resistance it can resist. Please note, to get the ultimate we had used the load factor. If you remember, the load factor is 1.5 which we are using in limit state of collapse. So from ultimate, to get the moment of resistance we need to divide this by 1.5. So 95.88 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 1.5, this is in Newton mm, over here it is correct. Okay, this value, the moment of resistance, is 63.92 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. So the moment which this beam can resist is 63.92 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. Now I want to convert this to kilonewton meter. Now calculations over here, from Newton mm to kilonewton meter, the value is 63.92 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm will be equal to 63.92 into 10 raised to 6 from Newton to kilonewton. Newton is small, kilonewton is larger, so divide by 1000, because 1000 kilonewton, sorry, 1 kilonewton is 1000 newtons. So 1000 newtons is equal to 1 kilonewton. So 63.92 into 10 raised to 6 is divided by 1000 to get from a newton those many kilonewtons. Similarly, from millimeter to get to a meter, the value is small over here, becomes larger over here, so we divide by 1000, because 1000 millimeters give me a meter. So 63.92 into 10 raised to 6 will be divided by 1000 to convert from Newton to kilonewton, and again divided by 1000 to convert from millimeter to meter. So finally 63.92 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm becomes equal to 63.92 kilonewton meter. So the moment of resistance, of the section in terms of kilonewton meter is 63.92. So the final answer is the moment of resistance of the beam is 63.92 kilonewton meter. The question which can be asked is, can we not give the answer as moment of resistance of the beam as equal to 63.92 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm? Yes, we can give this answer in these units also, and it is correct, and this also is correct. This has its own significance. It is much easier to understand it this way, so that's why we always convert the moment in terms of kilonewton meter. Though in the calculations we will be getting it as Newton mm, finally we write it as in the kilonewton meter units. So solving this problem, the data given, we have gone step by step, and finally we got the moment of resistance of this beam as 63.92 kilonewton meter.